Is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. Obviously, we got a little shake up over the weekend, so I didn't think it was gonna happen. I know Axios came out with a report like Thursday saying we could get Biden dropping out this weekend, and then he waited till like Sunday night. I was like, I don't know, maybe he doesn't, maybe the report's wrong, but. No, shaking things up a little bit. But we got Albert in the house. Good morning to you. Got Bill, Brad, Brian, Cheryl. Good morning to Frank, Jay, Jeff, Joe, Lauren. Good morning. We got Lou, Martina, Micah, Shane. Good morning to all you guys, all my people on YouTube land. Only got one screen today, but so we going back and forth. Black Beauty Machine. Good morning to you as well. All my lurkers in the background, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. So tech looks like it is gapping a little bit more, but both SPY and Qs kind of on the move today. Nice little gap and go from the SPY. We are essentially right back to Friday's opening price. So not bad. Not bad. Still below, obviously, this kind of upper trend line. We'll see today if we can close back inside of it. I think that gives us a little more hope for the Bulls. Otherwise, this all could just be one big gap up. There might be some fear on the table again. The one, no matter who is kind of filling in for, I don't know if it's, I don't know if that's the right term, filling in for Biden, but whoever the Democratic nominee would be, uh, the market, I think, actually would have a little more uncertainty because they don't know, obviously, how a presidency would look under that person if they never were president before. Where at least with Biden and Trump, we kind of knew how both of them would kind of run the country and what their policies are and things like that. So that's the one thing that we have to look for. So we'll see whoever they actually put up. At this point, it does look like it's looks like they're pushing for Kamala Harris. I think Joe Biden was trying to endorse her as he kind of wrote his exit speech. So we shall see. But we do have a VPOC somewhere around 552.93. That should be an interesting level of resistance. That would also, if we start breaking above it, we're almost back into that upper trend line as well. And then we do have a decent amount of room back to like 557.86. So that first resistance to get through that one, I think would be fairly important. Otherwise, we have the Qs. That one is also gapping up. We are, again, gapping higher than Friday's opening price. So a little bit stronger on the Qs today. Tech seems to have a little bit more momentum. So wouldn't mind almost just sticking into the tech column for day trades. We'll see what happens. But I have this upper trend line. I have some decent resistance somewhere around 480.92. So we'll see if we can break through that. And then the next big one is 483.46. So we got to break through that and see if we can get some closing above it. Again, if we get right back in that downtrend, Bulls got a chance, and then we're looking for maybe some future gap fills. We're starting to get obviously a little deeper into earnings season, just as we get a little later into the month. So we'll see what happens with that one. If you guys got tickers, let me know. You can throw those into the chat if anything is looking interesting to you guys. TLT bonds, that is moving a little bit higher too, still in that range. And let's just check IWM. IWM is also gapping up. We didn't quite make it to the opening price. So SPY's got the opening price from Friday. So we're all of them actually open in 24 minutes, but SPY at least made it back to the opening Friday price. Q's a little bit higher than it. IWM, which kind of rampaged, just kind of hanging out, and it's gapping and going, but didn't quite make it. So Q's look the strongest out of all of them. Everything in that tech sector. Let's see. Yeah, crypto was running a little bit this weekend, so we did see a strong close on Friday. Big candle came in on Friday as well. Looks like it is a retrace gap at open. Pretty good location. I think we could see a little pullback on this one, 258.57. But that's a pretty good gap. If you already have it, if you're in it for a swing, you're probably just trying to sit through that opening little print. If you're trying to get in for a day trade, first target that I got is about 265.63. 265.63 would be the first target. The one after that, 277.67. So that would be the one to get it your target to. So we have to get through a couple of resistance for that one. So probably looking for a pullback around 258.70, 258.78, somewhere in that retest spot. I think there would be some buyers kind of sitting there, but at open into those wicks, there's probably, I would assume, some profit taking. And the only thing, yeah, there's really not a lot of resistance. So I think an easy target for today would be 265.33. If we could break through, we have some good room, good range higher, but I would need a little pullback on that one. We got crowd, CRWD. I got one screen today, so I'll be flipping back and forth to my peeps in YouTube land. We got CrowdStrike. That was the trade we took on Friday. Looks like it is right at a support, but that looks real weak. Doing something completely different than the rest of the market. We did play that bounce on Friday. I might be okay going short on it today. Um, this is the last little volume zone on crowd as well. It's got a lot of room for day trade purpose. I'd be looking for maybe about 281.59. Somewhere down into that range is not really much holding us back. We start to break that, the next spot, and again, these are all small levels, but somewhere around 275.92, and then a much bigger spot starts to come into 256, 256.65. So it's got a lot of room to the downside. We might get held up at this bottom wick, but that's still a good $7 trade. Below the 200, yeah, I'm gonna have to put this one. It's already high on my list. I'm gonna have to put this one short. See if we get some kind of buying, maybe into this 289 zone. It's not really. It's a gap and go, just on the fact that we got bought up on Friday. But even with that move down, this is still closing much lower than the previous day. I think this one could bounce first. That's what I would be looking for. See if this thing gets bought up first, and then I think the short. I think we're definitely short. I just don't know how to get into it. Maybe some kind of a bounce. Like I said, the first little spot, I think we go higher, but 289.96. Maybe we come in for the retest into like 295. I think would be a great spot to short this one. Even on a swing trade basis, just throwing your stop right above Friday's candle, 317. I think would be a good location for a stop on a swing trade. Crowd has to go down unless it becomes a meme stock. Yeah, I didn't realize how involved in everything CrowdStrike is. Like that, they're massive. Like everything was messed up. I even have a whole bunch. Like I got a bunch of like tech friends that like work for all these like tech companies and stuff, and they were just swamped. They were so pissed. Uh, yeah, they were working overtime. They were there. I've never seen them get so involved in their work ever. That was crazy. You got Tesla. Tesla a little bit of a gap and go, still inside day, and I feel like we're going to see a lot of this inside day range. We are above, at least for right now. Again, we'll see where this thing actually opens. But the first resistance, which is we are slightly above, so 243.26. I'd like to see that hold. You do have some bullish momentum. So again, a small little high wave candle. We'll put this one higher on the list too. I think a small little high wave indecision on a 3-minute would be good. Otherwise, yeah, I'd be prepared to lean bullish. We do have some room on it. We got room to like 249, so that gives us roughly $6 to the higher side. And then if we really start breaking Friday's candle, probably 253.90. But I want to see this level, this 243.40 zone kind of hold. Riot Mara, probably gonna do something like Coinbase. Riot, I think this one fades it open. It's a retest gap from Friday. So again, probably not the best idea to just buy it right out of the gate. Wait for this thing to pull back a little bit. The spot I'd be looking for is about $11.98. If we start to break 1243, 1245, somewhere in that zone. We get a couple of candles to close. The next target is 1272, and then I think it's off to the races. Let's see if there's a little swing trade in here somewhere. Really good resistance here. We kind of stopped a few times. That was your breakout. This is your pullback. In a swing trade basis, there might be a decent push up to $17, 1709. So if you're looking to get into a swing, it looks decent. Even a day trade could be okay. Friday's candle was also inside. We're still inside this one candle, which is a let's do a 3-bar reversal. Let's get creative real quick on how this would look. So we open up here. We close down here. So we got that little range, and we got price action up to here. We still have this inverted hammer, but yeah, if we start breaking out of the top of that range, breaking out of a big, massive inverted hammer at resistance, I think Riot could go crazy. Let's get this one on the list and put it higher to watch. And let's also take a look at Mara too. Let's see, Ed. All right, again. Put this kind of high on the list. Yeah, we probably don't have to act real quick at open. But I think it going bullish after the first little profit taking would make some sense. And then for day trade too, the big thing that becomes can it break out of this 1241? If we're thinking it cannot, we don't have a good range. If we think it can, then we have a nice probable 3R day trade, which would be decent. Mara looks very similar. So you're opening right into the resistance on this one, 25.46. Looking for probably a pullback. This one might have a little support, 25.01. Also $25, good psychological hold number. And then you got 24, next kind of level, 24.75. If we get down there, would be a really good spot to try. But we can see a couple days of consolidation on both too. It doesn't have to break today. Let's see. Let me see the YouTube. You got Palantir, VZ, Crowd, Joe coming in hot and heavy. We got Hood, we got First Solar. All right, let's see. Palantir we'll start with first, PLTR. I did look at this one before hopping on. I like this location a lot. We're gonna have to deal with a couple wicks up here. So obviously, every time we got close to this $30 range, which is a huge psychological number, we are starting to get a little bit of profit taking, a little bit of little pushback. But keep in mind too, I mean, if you think about this, the last 2 days of the market, Thursday, Friday, were pretty red days, or even going back to a Wednesday. So we'll start from like a Wednesday. I'd probably even go a little further than that when that first kind of gap and go happened in the market. This one's just been rampaging, so there's some strength, and today the markets do look a little bit stronger too. So if you're looking for a stock that has some strength, again, we have that $30 number. We have a $30 number where we could get obviously rejected on a psychological number, but the market has been weak. Palantir has been strong. And now we have a day where we do have it's still inside day on Palantir, but we do have a little gap up. We are above all of that previous resistance that we put in. Even Friday's resistance was 28.93. So was it 28.93? 28.91. So we're at or a penny higher, at least for now, that resistance. So this one could be a sneaky one at open, maybe even like a pre-market break. That would not be bad. We got not trapping a lot, but good, nice bearish wick on Friday. Not a ton of volume on Googs. The Googles. Google. It is a gap and go. We're clearing all of Friday's range, still inside that Thursday candle. So I don't think many people have to change their positions on Friday, but it is a gap and go. You're starting to trap some people. You have a good resistance right at 180.88. So if we start getting candles above that, and then you're also going to have to deal with that 20 EMA on the daily right there. So it could be a little tighter range in here too. I would be leaning probably a little more bullish just with that bullish gap and go, but I don't know if people are going to just take some profits into that resistance, almost treat it as a kind of a retest gap first and then kind of break out. But you do have 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row, all bearish. So there's been some people taking some shorts on this one. Might want to look for some gains. Not VV, VZ. Yeah, didn't they have earnings? They had earnings this morning. They looks like they beat on pretty much in line. I mean, I can't get any more in line with expected earnings per share. And then they missed by 248 million. Obviously, this is a stock that has been just straight running up for a while. So you're going to need a little bit better than coming in line for earnings per share, and then you definitely don't want to see the miss on the revenue to continue that momentum. But Verizon pulling back. Not sure how much volume. I'm not sure how much the market cares about Verizon. I mean, they've been around forever, and longer term results not been great. So I think people, if you sat through some of their bigger dips, I think you're okay just holding it and collecting your divvies. You're starting to hit a little support down here. I think your bigger support somewhere down to like 39.50, but that is a pretty big gap down. We probably trapping a few people, so I'd probably look bearish. And again, maybe you want to, if we can get a little lower on targets, 39.28, but I don't think it's gonna have too much room. We did look at crowd. Yes, I think, yeah, we just looked at crowd. Crowd looks pretty bearish, pretty bearish, just hanging on to that last little support. I got that one probably number one on the list to look to go short. Let me see what else we got. We got First Solar. Solar stocks. If the odds of a Democrat winning the presidency, no matter who it is, solar stocks would probably start to get some kind of a rebound. Even though, I mean, they've been strong for solar, kind of an outlier of the entire solar sector, solar group. Other than that, I think probably you're getting this gap based off the potential it might be Harris in the White House, or at least on the ballot, worst case. Friday gave us a little bit of green candles. That's all still even inside Thursday's candle. I don't think we fully retest today. If you want to play this one, I don't think we retest to 216.43. I do think a good spot for a pullback, which we probably get. I'd be looking for like a 221.47. See how it wants to hold there. Again, to the upside, we have this gap to fill. 235.27. We will have to get through the 20 EMA, the 50 EMA on a daily chart. That might be tough to do for today. So I don't think we fill this gap completely. So targets for me would be like 228.59, something like that. Probably needs another day or two of just consolidation, and then maybe this entire pullback just looks like exactly that, just one big pullback, you close that 200, and then maybe looking for that next push. But yeah, let me see ALB as well. ALB. Ooh, double bottom, good hammer Friday. We're gapping above it. Got little positivity for I think the election for Democrats at least, which again would kind of power some energy stocks. This one, I don't know. I might actually be interested in a day trade on this one too. That is quite the hammer. I wish there was a little bit more volume on it. That's my only issue. There was way more volume on that big selling red candle than anything else, but we'll get this switched over. ALB. I dropped it, but we'll go back to that one during the morning. Exxon Mobil, yeah. How's some of these energy names holding up? I think I saw Oxy was down. Exxon Mobil kind of giving a little bit back. Exxon Mobil looks to me like we have a little bit further of a pullback. I would say at least into this 14.95. This would be a retest again from Friday, probably looking for a good entry. First spot I would look for an entry. Wouldn't be a blind order, but 115.71. And then looking for a retest into maybe 116. So see if we can get a little bounce there, kind of opening into support. I think this one probably bounces from here, but longer term probably has to pull back a little bit more. Into like this 114.41 zone would be a good spot. That's about half this move. So probably I think this one most likely gets at least a quick little run up at open. Oxy is probably the same situation. Man, if Oxy would have gapped up today, that would have been fantastic. If Oxy would have opened at like a 64.08, I think that'd be off to the races. But now we're kind of back into this almost sideways chop. Inside day from Friday. Again, the good news about inside days, I know some people stay away. If that's in your plan, terrific. The one good thing about Oxy is when you have these inside candles, if you're pretty much gapping to the bottom of that, you still have a decent risk reward. So you could get your stops below it. I'd probably be giving it a little extra, so somewhere around like 61.90, something in that zone would be my stop. See if we get underneath. They got the 200 coming in, but that setup, that was so prime for a good gap up. That would have been a great gap and go, but didn't give it to us. All right, let's see what else we got. We got Meta, and we'll take a look at Hood as well. Meta, what will you do today? That's a fantastic gap. I like the fact well, again, we'll see where today closes. We are just, it works the same. So inside day from Friday, very high end of it. You also got this little retest resistance of around 488. So really not that far from that. Probably looks to fade, but if we could get a close above, what day is this? Wednesday, the 17th. We get a close above that Wednesday candle. Yeah, even today, I don't know if I'd want to play that fade, but yeah, we get that close. That might be kind of off to the races again. That's some good volume. Fantastic volume into a little bit of support. Almost got the retest down here. Got close to it. I think this one at open probably fades lower, but look for a good retest spot somewhere around 478.59. But yeah, we haven't got that close yet above it. They've been trying. We'll take a look at Hood. HOOD. Why is my YouTube screen just showing this video over and over? Oh, just because I get off of it, I guess it pauses. I don't know. I don't know. I can't figure out the YouTube. We got Hood. Kind of just chilling. So we think that Mar, Riot, Coinbase are all kind of primed for a little pullback at open. Hood's gonna kind of fall in that same category, I think. We are below resistance. We're not really having a gap and go like the rest of them. So we are pulling back a little bit. This is a bearish gap, but very inside still. Looking for probably some kind of support. First level kind of coming into like this 2309. But what I do think a lot of the crypto names do at open is, and I would probably put Hood in this category too, but I think we get that immediate pullback, some profit taking, and then I think not much later in the day. I think still pretty early. I don't think it's going to be a big drop in most of them, but we start getting some kind of a pullback, and then I think these things could be off to the races. We still have the Hood swing trade open. So we got the stops up into some profit. I think the next spot for anybody in that Hood trade would be in that when we move those stops. I think once we start getting back into this 2450 zone, I think that's the next spot where we could kind of get our stops maybe a little bit higher, but figured that was the breakout. This should be the pullback, and then I think we probably do continue up higher. So I think the trade's still looking good. Or just gotta be patient with it. All right, let's see what else we got. Take a look at Meta. We got Hood, Pfizer, Crowd. Any other last minute tickers? I think we covered them all. Yeah, VZ. Kind of just, I don't know how much interest there is going to be in VZ. Let's take a look at MU. MU gapping up. This would be a good trade if we could get any closing above 116.08. It's definitely probably a little bit to the oversold side, but so a little bit of a bullish gap, just not really getting above a location I really like. Nike. Are they trying to indicate that Kamala Harris is pro Nike? It's a gap up. That's an interesting for a swing, maybe. Yeah, maybe for a swing. I don't think it's gonna be the easiest swing in the world. This candle has just so much volume. I think a resistance on this one is gonna be 75.17. And if we start getting above that and really probably above 75.46, I think it's kind of primed for it. That still gives us $2, and then if as long as we get hit like a 1.2 by there, I don't know if it's ready to go quite yet. It looks like it does look like a pretty good gap. We are into that resistance. Friday was a green candle, so probably looking for a little retest. Maybe not much, maybe 72.95. For the long-term perspective on things, I think Nike will be just fine. I think they're gonna, I think they'll get over this little hiccup. We got some volume piling in here. Yeah, this volume right here. So somewhere around the 75.38, kind of what we just looked at. We need to start getting some closes above that. And then if we could do that, we have plenty of room, not really much holding us back to this 92 zone, which will be a fantastic one. RUN. Run looks great. Maybe, I think, Lehman, maybe you found my favorite gap of the day. I think you did. 1840s, that first resistance. If we could break it, we get to 1965. Yeah, we're gonna throw some run on the list and watch that one. I still think we could probably get a small high wave candle out of the gate, small retest. Even though it is a gap and go, and again, we still have 1 minute till this bell rings. So if this thing pulls back or opens at a weird print, that might take it off the table. But yeah, that one looks pretty good. Apple AAPL is back to Friday's high. Slightly above it, actually, yeah. Looks decent. Again, so a lot of these tech names that are running, besides actual Sun Run, they still have a decent amount of resistance above us. So we still got 228.74, which we could get rejected. We know the SPY, the Qs broke the down, and we could run right into that downtrend line, and now that's resistance. I'm still a little cautious, but I'm definitely more bullish on this market. However, that is the morning opening bell. So all my people out in YouTube land, I appreciate you joining us each and every day. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button.